Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with Verified Investing.
Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at verifiedinvesting.com. So in today's video, we are going to talk about the war in Iran just briefly and then go over the charts. So President Trump tweeted that there is going to be an end, or there is an end to the ceasefire. And so then all of a sudden we had some volatility in the S&P 500. There's a key resistance level that has to get above in order for the bulls to take control. Right now, we're kind of consolidating right at that area. So if we can push up, what we're going to do is identify an additional resistance level. So that way we have an opportunity to possibly play if the SPY decides it wants to head higher. Now, there's a key support level on the downside as well. And then we have a bunch of other stocks that we're going to go over. So here's the first one. Actually, let's jump into the S&P 500. Here's that key resistance level. I was actually looking to play this just a little bit lower yesterday. I was going to take a really heavy position in this. It missed my entry price slightly. Look at it. Got up to $751.95. My short level yesterday was just a little bit higher than that. Here's that resistance level that we're consolidating right on top of, and that's $752.31. Wide range, red bar candle. That price took a while for it to finally get above. What I'd be looking at today, previous gap in the charts at $754.78. This is going to be your next level of resistance on the S&P 500. So if it gets up into this level, take a look at something like NVDA or something else in the S&P 500, maybe Apple for a short, unless you want to short the S&P 500. And again, this is not financial advice. This is just a trader talking, giving you guys some education and informational purposes only. The QQQ, here's my level today. Previous gap in the charts right here at $725.17. This is going to be a key resistance level. If it does go above that, you have this red bar candle. Look at the amount of volume that was on it. 51 million shares traded, 10 million right now. So not a ton of volume, which means that there are still a lot of people who are stuck in this red bar candle. So 725.17 is that level for me on the QQQ. NVIDIA, it is getting really close to a potential gap in the charts, and that's sitting at $208.65. I was monitoring that yesterday. And look at price action. So it does have this head and shoulders pattern. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Price action is above it. It did close above it here on the 8th of July, then got closed below it yesterday. And now we're starting to get a little bit more bullishness in the chart of NVIDIA. So if it does close above this today and fills this gap, what I would do is likely play this on a retrace all the way back to this red bar candle high. This is basically the neckline at $204.49. And this would be more of a swing trade level as well as a day trade. Knowing that if it does close back below this neckline, then all of a sudden the bears are in control and are going to drive the chart of NVIDIA down. Day trade, 208.65. And the reason I like 208.65 is look at this move from this pivot low all the way up into that gap fill. That is about a 10% move to the upside. Going to be a key resistance level today. If there is a 15-minute close candle that closes above that gap in the charts, you could just look for another level of resistance to re-enter it, and that would be at about $211.16 if you don't want a dollar cost average into it. All right, Tesla. Tesla never came back and hit this $391 level. On the upside today, a couple different resistance levels. $415.88 is going to be that first resistance. Secondary level of resistance is this downsloping trend line. So this is the line in the sand that we got to monitor. Now we have put in kind of an inverse head and shoulders pattern, kind of a bigger inverse head and shoulders pattern, shoulder, head, shoulder here. So if it does break, depending on when it breaks, you could see an upside move to about $482.66. But unlike NVIDIA, this would be an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So you would play this kind of the same way. If it does break below it after it gets above it, retraces, but then closes below it again, this would negate the potential topping tail, or the inverse head and shoulders pattern. So kind of keep your eyes on this chart pattern for Tesla. ARM not doing a whole lot today. It's basically chopping sideways. It's down a little bit, as you can see. This was the closing price at 327. We're currently trading at 321.52. So if it does get into this gap fill and you're aggressive, 328.12 is still going to be your resistance level. I'm waiting for another move to the upside, $354.57 for a potential gap, previous gap in the charts, and that's the level I'd be shorting ARM today. SOXX, you're getting up into a key resistance level. $581.70 is that resistance level on the SOXX. Same way I would play NVDA. If it does get into this level and has a 15-minute candle that closes above this, I would look to exit the trade, and then you could look to re-enter it at $589.94. AMD, here's another level on AMD. I love this gap in the charts right here, $580.91. Here's an upswing trend line. Pivot low here, secondary hit. Let's go ahead and turn on logarithmic. There we go. Pivot low, secondary hit, third hit into a ton of support. This was a great opportunity for a potential long. What we're looking for is either price action to get back up into this $580.91 level, or it to break this upswing trend line. This would negate any type of upward momentum for AMD, but right now we're still technically in an uptrend. And so this is the level of resistance if we push higher on AMD. Intel, we were monitoring, never got into my level. Today, an aggressive level for a long is 107.04, previous gap in the charts. Did get below it yesterday, but there should be a lot of support in this area. If it does start flushing that level, my key support level is this low pivot at 104.47. And then here's the previous pivot low from the pre-market on this green bar candle right here at 104.22. So additional support on the way down. If Intel decides to push up, $112.54 is that level for a shortable opportunity on Intel. Dell's pushing higher. I was noticing the bullish momentum in Dell. I was actually anticipating it going up into this previous red bar candle high at 465.80. It decided it wanted to stall out yesterday. And now we're kind of slightly negative on the day. As you can see, we put in a little bit of a tail and a little bit of a wick. So we're kind of consolidating sideways. What I would like to see is the S&P 500 to maintain price action, which it actually looks like it's doing, up into that next support level. If this does that, then all of a sudden Dell is going to get a nice bid to the upside, and then 465.80 is still that shortable level. SNDK pushing higher. Look at this move up. So it was doing a lot of consolidation right here at this 1858.27 level, stalled out, and now it's pushing higher. Yesterday, I had a couple different levels. The first level I had was 1914.46. Got above that level. Had you been patient and dollar cost averaged into it, it would never have hit this 1958.80 level, that secondary level of resistance. But look at that fall. And then it opened up almost 9% lower. That's absolutely incredible. This is what SanDisk does. SanDisk can move $350 in one day. So my level today, even though it was a previous gap in the chart yesterday, 1914.46, this is not less a level that I'd be interested in. I want to get it to get up to 1958.80. And then here is $2,044. Sorry, $2,043.80. If it does get into that level, if it, for some reason it can do that today, that'd be over a $200 move to the upside. Sorry, a $150 move to the upside from the current price action. That is going to be a key resistance level on the chart of SanDisk. So if it does get above 1958.80, then I would look to stop out of the trade on a 15-minute closing basis above that, and then re-enter it at $2,043.80. LITE, great resistance level on the way up. If we can continue to push, $817.24 is going to be a key resistance level. And that would be something that I would be looking to play for a day trade. If it does get above that, and this is something I'm going to be looking at going into next week, $858.06 is going to be a key resistance level on LITE. All right, Meta. Meta has this nice downsloping trend line. We are breaking above it now. Pivot top here, secondary hit, third hit. we actually gapped above it. And this is extremely bullish for the chart of NVIDIA. I mean, for Meta. When you can gap above resistance, it doesn't allow a lot of people to stop out of the trade. You had this low pivot right here at $654.01. And if you were out of the money at these low pivots and then price action gapped up and you're in the money, now all of a sudden, you don't have that same fear in the markets or in your portfolio, because now all of a sudden you're in the money. And so your next level of resistance is going to be $678.62. Now, if we can start getting a flush out, then all these people who are in the money, who were once out of the money, will flush this down. And what I would look to do on a swing trade basis is replay this down sloping trend line, which would be about $648 all the way down to about $647 on the chart of Meta, if we can get that sell off. Day trade level though, 678.62. And then you have this gap in the charts that I'd be looking at playing next week. And that's at $688.55. Ton of resistance in this area for the chart of Meta if we can get that push to the upside. Oracle is getting a nice beat down. Here's a down sloping trend line. Pivot top here, secondary hit. Kissed it here. Here was the third hit. Finally broke out and hasn't really made a continuation move, but it did come back in and retest it at this low pivot at $140.49. Look at all of this support in this area. Nice gap in the charts, great gap fill. Now we're breaking above. Now it did get a downgrade today because of CapEx expenditures. So it's getting a little bit more bearish. However, if we can start taking out this high pivot point at around $149, and let me see exactly where that high pivot point is. 149.07. If we can start breaking that level, all this resistance level will be negated. And now all of a sudden we have a nice push to the upside. And I could see Oracle coming up all the way to about $178.82. And from these high pivot points, this was a beautiful fall, 45% drawdown. And that's not even from the all-time highs. So again, great swing trade level on ORCL if it can drop a little bit more back into this 138.09. The nice thing is this would also be your stop out level. If price action does close below 138.09 on a daily closing basis, you could just look to exit the trade. But you can capitalize on a huge move to the upside if that actually happens. All right, so we have 2 more days. Well, including today, we have kind of 3 days. Verified Investing is still offering our sale. We have up to 40% off all of our courses on verifiedinvesting.com. If you guys want to build your foundation, or you have a foundation and you want to improve on it, add some rebar into that, that mix of concrete, that's how you do it. This is how we've built our trading in the live day trading room, as well as swing trades. You want to grab those courses while they're on sale, because after the 12th, they're no longer going to be on sale and you'll have to wait for the next one. So invest in yourself. This is education that they will not be able to take away from you. You can keep this mentally education for life. So anyway, that's what I have for you guys. Please go ahead and consider smashing that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and then ring that bell so you can get notified when these videos drop. And we'll see you next time in the charts. You guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.